bring in Education Secretary Linda McMahon. So the State Department, Marco Rubio, the secretary there, he handles a lot of the visa things. One of the things you're trying to do is to make sure that students who are at these universities can get their learning and be educated. I want to call up here. These are anti-Semitic incidences on U.S. campuses, a 500% increase between 2023 and 2024. 360% increase just since October 7th, and 83% of Jewish college students have witnessed or experienced anti-Semitism on their campus. Just wanted you to listen to Senator Patty Murray. She does not like what's happened at the Department of Education in terms of the Office of Civil Rights. Watch here.
Well, I hate to tell you all, but Trump is axing the fire department. He has fired nearly half of the OCR staff and shuttered more than half of the OCR offices. So I don't know how anyone can actually say they're serious about stopping anti-Semitism on campus without also saying that they are concerned by this movement to gut that agency on the front line of stopping anti-Semitism.
How would you respond to that?
Well, certainly. Thank you, Dana. It's a pleasure to be on this morning. And Senator Murray certainly has her opinions. I think that what we found at eliminating part of the OCR folks at the Department of Education was that we found duplication. There were district offices, around the country. We've consolidated. We have people focused on what they're doing. But I've had, conversations with Dr. Armstrong at Columbia and have told her that when we looked at anti-Semitism on campus, she needed to understand the president is absolutely dead serious, that civil rights is of optimum importance, that students who are going to universities should be able to feel safe. I've talked to Jewish students who said they did not feel safe being on campus, and I stressed with Dr. Armstrong when the defunding mechanism was hitting through 3 different agencies at Columbia that it just was not going to be tolerated, that I thought the issues that we were seeing were systemic. We had to look at students who were coming in, which I think is one of the things that Marco Rubio was talking about, looking at their visa applications. Teachers have to be vetted a little more closely. And Dr. Armstrong agreed that she did not want any of this unrest and upheaval on campus, that it was her responsibility to make sure that students were safe and that they were in an environment they could learn. And this has nothing to do with free speech or the right to have debates on campus. This is a civil rights issue and an issue of safety on campus when students are barricaded in a library, other students pounding on glass saying death to Israel, death to the United States. It's not an environment we can tolerate on campus. Trump administration is very serious about it. We're going to take action, and it has to change, or universities will be looking at their funding.
So I don't know if you ever read Harry Potter, but there's a thing called a howler, and you sent one to Governor Gavin Newsom about protecting girls' sports. And this is part of the letter. You said, take a stand on your convictions. Be clear about the harms of gender confusion. Protect female spaces. Do not encourage children to seek permanent medical interventions to their sex. Inform parents. You sent this to Newsom. Why?
I sent it to Gavin Newsom because he suddenly did a flip-flop on what he'd been saying in California. Suddenly it was okay for him to say that boys should not participate in girls' sports. That was different than what he'd been saying, and the laws that are on the books in California clearly are not in agreement with what he is saying because he's not addressing the gender issue, the transgender issue. For boys to, identify as girls and play in girls' sports, he's not addressed that at all. So what I have, and the other side of that, Dana, which is the more egregious side to me, is the effort in California to hide those transgender conversations from parents. It's against FERPA, which is the law that protects parents and gives them access to their students' records. It's up to parents to help guide the emotional development of their children. And when this transgender movement can happen and students can be encouraged to transgender or supported, change their pronouns, all without notifying parents, I just think that's terrible. So my letter to, to Governor Newsom was, put your money where your mouth is and stand up, for all of these students, and don't try to circumvent the FERPA laws, and do something in your state with universities that are, allowing men to participate in women's sports through the transgender aspect. but also give parents their rights to protect their children.
Standing up for students and for parents. Great to have you on the show.
Yes.
Would love to have you back.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of big issues on your plate. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.